Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Shannon. So I'm just going to give you a little update on chickens. We had gotten the 15 back when Tractor Supply and all them get their baby chickens in. I usually go and buy some. That way by next year I have some that are ready to lay. So we had gotten 15 then. And we got 15 because you usually have some die. And that way, if we did have some die, we would still end up with a decent number. And we did get all hens. So, because I've already got one rooster. And we didn't really want to get another rooster. So these babies are, I don't know, like 6 months old. Something like that. They're not laying yet. And we did get a few different kind that we don't have already. So there's 13 of them left. I did have 2 die. But out of 15, I was expecting maybe 10 to have left by the time they are ready to lay next year. And that could still be the possibility because, you know, they'll lay next summer, next spring is when they should start laying. But I got I think it was 2 Easter eggers. There's some Brock, I think they're called. We got some Rhode Island Reds. And then there was a new kind that Mark wanted to get. The Rhode Island Reds, but they're blue. And they're pretty. They're different. So I'm going to let them out. And those. They're not little no more. I usually try to let all the chickens out to get some free range time in. And of course they take off. That's the fig tree. And for some reason, they like to go over there and eat on the fig tree. But they usually stay in the yard. That one got a fig off the tree. That's one of the Easter eggers. And then the Rhode Island Red is that one. There's another Rhode Island Red. Those are the Baroque or Barred Rocks. I can't remember exactly what they're called. That other grayish one is, I think, an Easter egger. And then I think that's an Easter egger. And then those right there are the blue Rhode Islands. And I like their colors. So one of them has some red in their feathers. One of the blue ones. But I can't find it right now because they're out roaming. Okay, and then we have the bigger chickens. I have 1 rooster, and then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laying chickens. I have 3 Easter eggers that lay. I have 1 Rhode Island Red that is from the original ones that we had. And then I have 2 of the, I can't remember what they're called. I'll think of it after. I don't want to, but those. And I like them. They're good. And then we had one of the Easter eggers that hatched us some babies. Probably maybe about a month ago now. I think it was maybe about a month. And there's the little babies. And she is a very good mommy. She will try to flog you if you mess with her babies. I did get to hold them. But there was 4 of them that she hatched. And 2 of the babies that she hatched, I had this water, or this bucket in there for water for them. Because the watering system that I did have had busted last year but I had that water bucket in there. It had busted last year when it got so cold and things froze. And we just hadn't got a chance to fix it. So I was using that. And I did not think about the babies being able to get into the bucket and drowning. And when they were a couple weeks old, 2 of them got in there, and I come home to water them, and they were in the bucket. So 2 of them drowned, sadly. That was my fault because I shouldn't have left the bucket in there knowing that the babies would probably try to get in there. So until we fixed, I was using this water because they can get to it and have no issues with that, and they can't get in it and they can't drown in it. So it was the safest water for them. that chicken's not supposed to be over here. But everybody's out roaming, so I let them be. See the babies? They stay with their mama. They're getting bigger. They're still kind of fuzzy. But, and of course we don't know if, you know, we have a rooster or hen because they're still too little. But they stay in with the bigger chickens, so I feed them the same thing that I feed since they're in with them, because they're going to eat it regardless of what I put in there. And the big chickens are going to eat their food. And we have this. And I usually fill it up with water. And then it is leaking a little bit right now, but it's a very slow leak. So this stays full for days to a week at a time. So he ran the pipe down through there and then had put the little cups on it and ran it through both sides of the pens. That way, all they have to do is get water through that. And then he put that cutoff on it so that if it's going to freeze, then we can cut the water off to it so that maybe it won't bust. We just fixed it like, I don't know, last week or something like that. Things have been busy and we just hadn't got to a lot of things around here. But it's coming together. With him working full-time, me working full-time, and kids and grandkids, you just don't have very much free time. But, so that's a total of, I got 13 of the babies that will start laying next year. And then I have, 18. So there's 19 total of the bigger ones. And then I have the 2 babies that were born, I think it was about, it may not have been a month ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I have 21 chickens altogether. And then all the babies that I got, you know, like back at Tractor Supply, whenever that was, it was this year when they get them. They won't lay till next year. So if they are all hens, like they say they are, then that's going to be 13 more laying chickens. But I'm hoping once they get bigger, and I know that, you know, they'll all get along, I let them out all at the same time to, you know, run around the yard and stuff. And sometimes the rooster will chase them. Sometimes they will kind of get a little iffy with each other, but for the most part they get along. But we have not put them together yet. Mark says he thinks they're still a little too young, so they're still on their own side of the pen. And there's a piece in them that kind of, you know, blocks them from each other. He put the tin there, that way they can't see each other. They peck on it sometimes, but they can't see each other so that they won't try to fight through the fence. Are on the other side, and then the laying ones are on this side. And I haven't gotten eggs today, so let's see what they have done today. The baby. They're all playing in the leaves. So on average, I get, there's 3. I get 3 to 5 eggs a day. And they did lay their 3. So I do end up with more eggs than we need, but I usually share them with family, or, you know, if there's people at work that want to buy them, I'll sell like the 18 carton for $5. Because feed is not cheap for that many chickens. But they usually lay 3 to 5 a day, and I haven't had it to where like I crack one and get a baby, because I try not to leave them more than 2 days at the most. And I usually, if they're sitting on them, because I have had some that has been sitting on them when I go out there to get them, so I'll leave them, and then I'll, you know, the next day, if they're sitting on them when I go, I'll mark them. That way when I go collect eggs, I don't get an egg that they've been sitting on and get a chicken out of it, because I don't want to do that. If I do that, that's, if I crack one in the skillet, I'm probably going to be done. So I usually mark them if they've been sitting on them. And I usually, if they've been sitting on them more than 2 days, I don't take them in at all, period. I will just leave them there and let them see if they're going to continue to sit on them. If not, discard of them. But that doesn't happen often. I mean, I was really surprised the Easter egger that hatched those hatched any, because she's she's a little over a year old. So I was kind of surprised that she did. I figured one of the other ones would have done it first because they're older. But she took the initiative first and she hatched 4 babies. So she did good and she's a good mommy. But that's an update on the chickens. So everything's been pretty good, just busy. Just wanted to give y'all an update. So y'all remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And God bless.